Hello Emerald City Commons. So today I'm going to be doing a video of some math problems catered more towards the kindergartners today. So we're going to just do some single digits adding into double digit problems, and then maybe a couple of we're just going to do a lot of basic math problems. So same format as before. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but we'll do like I'll do an example problem, show you all the steps, and then I'll give you a couple problems and have you pause the video. You guys can try it on your own pieces of paper, and then after you try it on your own, you can play the video again and see if you're right. And if not, then you guys can listen to the explanation and I'll show you how to do it well. So first we'll begin with 5 plus 7. So whenever we listen to math problems, it's good to write down what's going on. So if we have 5 and we're told plus 7, I guess we can do with story problems. So we'll say there are 5 kids, and these 5 kids make 7 friends. So how many kids are there total in the playground, we'll say? And so if there's 5 kids and they make 7 friends, how many kids are playing all together? So we'd write 5 plus 7. And so one way to figure this out is to draw it out as well. So if we have 5 kids, that is a kid. And for the sake of speed, 1, oh, wait, alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we start out with 5 kids, and these 5 kids become friends with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other kids. So 5 plus 7 gives us how many kids in total? We can count this up by just counting each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that means that we have 12 kids total. And 5 plus 7, that's how I know that 5 plus 7 equals 12. Alright, so now we'll do a different problem. Let's say our friend Jill, let's see, can I type in this? No, I can't. I'll actually type out a question and then we can answer it as well. Alright, so that is really small. Alright, Jill has 4 friends. She wants to have 8 friends total. How many more friends does she need in order to have 8 friends? Alright. So I'll just reshape these things so I can draw for you guys and still have questions for you guys. Alright. So Jill has 4 friends. She wants to have 8 friends total. How many more friends does she need in order to have 8 friends total? Question mark. Alright, so first what we can do is we can draw that this is Jill right here. This will be Jill, and we'll just start making her friends. So Jill has 4 friends, but she wants to have a total of 8 friends. So let's just start out with the information we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so this is Jill, and this is Jill's friends. But she wants to have this many friends. Alright, so how many more friends does Jill need in order to get this many friends? Well, one way we can do this problem is we can count how many friends she wants. So we can count that she wants to have 8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we count how many she has. So what we do is we take the words and make them into a math problem that we can recognize. So we take the number of friends she wants total, and that's 8, and we've drawn them out, and then we see that she already has 4. So in order to find out how many friends are in the difference is a subtraction problem. When we use the word difference or how many more, it often means that it's a subtraction problem. So we take the total amount of friends wanted, and that's 8, and then we would subtract that by how many friends she already has, and that would be 4. So if you can do this math, you can do 8 minus 4, and one way we could actually draw this out is we could actually cross out all of Jill's current friends. So this could be friend 1, 2, 3, well that's about 2, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll put Jill's friend 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and 4 here, and all of these ones are the ones that she needs to make still. So in this way we can do 8 minus 4 by putting Jill's friend over here and then crossing these ones out, because we don't need to make 8 friends, we only need to make this many friends. And if we count this, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 friends. So 8 minus 4 is 4. So this is how we can make story problems into more of a mathematical problem and find out the answer in these stories. Alright, our next question will be we have 2 flowers. The flowers make seeds. We plant 10 of these seeds, and all of them grow into flowers. How many flowers do we have now? Alright, so I'll go ahead and pause the video here and try to write this out, draw it out any way you can, and then when you unpause, I'll go through an explanation of how you could try, or a couple of the ways that you guys can solve this. So go ahead and pause the video now. Alright, so I will now go through how you can possibly solve this. So one way is just drawing it out. So we have, let me try to make a flower. with some petals. Alright, so that is a flower. Get a leaf in there. And another leaf in there. Alright, so this is our flower. And we start with 2. Alright. And these flowers make 10 seeds. So we'll just draw little seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so each of these seeds grows into a flower, which means that in the end, we end up with 10 flowers. Okay, I need to make this smaller. One sec. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these 10 seeds right here, after being watered, after being fed nutrients, and given time and sunlight, well, not sunlight, at least when they're little, they just need water and fertilizer. Then they'll grow into, like, little sprouts. They'll be tiny little things. But this is the discussion for another day, so ignore that. But yeah, these seeds, given time, water, nutrients, and care, will grow into these 10 flowers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 flowers right here. So now we have to count the total amount of flowers. So now, how many flowers are there all together? So we can see excuse me, we can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 flowers total. And that would be the answer. So if we had 2 flowers and the flowers make seeds and we plant 10 of the seeds and all of them grow into flowers, we would have 12 flowers total. So another way to do this is to just give ourselves numbers based off of the story. So we start off with 2 and then they make seeds. And we know that this is an addition problem because we're saying how many flowers do we have now, meaning we have to take the flowers we had before and add them to the flowers that we have now. So 2 plus the 10 seeds that all grew into flowers, and that would be 10 flowers. And if you can do this, 2 plus 10 equals 12, which is the same answer we came up with up here. Alright, next problem. Let's do a chicken and egg problem because I know you guys enjoyed that when I shared it last week. Alright, so we have, let's use some bigger numbers and see if you can experiment with how hard and how high we can make our numbers. So we have 20 chickens total. Alright, so we have 20 chickens total. The 20 chickens lay 14 eggs, we'll say. 14 of the eggs, or actually 8 of the eggs hatch into chickens, while the other 6 do not. how many chickens do we have now? Alright, so this question requires you to, well actually, now pause the video and try it for yourself. This question is a little bit harder, so make sure to take your time with it, and after you've worked on it on your own, you can work with each other to see if you can figure it out and compare answers. And after you play the video again, then I'll go through an explanation on how to figure this one out. So go ahead and pause the video now. Alright, so this question, like Geneva says, sometimes math questions give you information you don't need. So first we need to find out what information we have. So we'll start out with chickens. We have, I'm going to draw a chicken for you guys. Alright, and that's our chicken. Right there. Alright, that's our chicken. Gonna need a little smaller box. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We have 20 chickens right here. Alright, so now the 20 chickens lay 14 eggs. So we'll go ahead and, that's not an egg, that'll be an egg. Actually, it'll be smaller considering how big our chickens are. So that'll be our egg. Alright. So we have 14 eggs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 eggs. Alright, so far in this problem, we've gone through that we have 20 chickens total, and that the chickens lay 14 eggs. Now, the next information we have to draw is that 8 of the eggs hatch into chickens. So we'll just focus on this part and then address the rest of it later. Alright, so 8 of these eggs end up disappearing and turning into chickens. So what we then do is we can count all the eggs that, we can count 8 eggs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these 8 eggs are no longer going to be in the egg section, so we can just cross these out, and then we make 8 chickens instead from those eggs. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more chickens, and we don't have those 8 eggs. Now, the next statement is, while the other 6 do not. So all this says to us is that these eggs stay eggs. So, the final question is, how many chickens do we have now? And then another question we could also ask, or I could have asked you, is, how many eggs do we have now? Alright? But you guys aren't responsible for answering this part. I only asked you for how many eggs do we have now. That is the main question, and I'll just make it look prettier so you know that. Alright? So, if we count out the total chickens, which is our main question, how many chickens do we have now? You'll count that we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll underline them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. So our answer to the question is that we have, that is a terrible 2, sorry, 28 chickens. That's a lot of chicken. Alright. And that is the answer to the question, is that we have 28 chickens. And if you wanted to answer the question, how many eggs do we have now? You would count the eggs that weren't crossed out. We would count the eggs that weren't made into chickens. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs. So we have 6 eggs. Alright, so now the math version of this is just reading the question and using the numbers that were given to make out a mathematical equation. So we would want to know what the question is ultimately asking, and that is, how many chickens do we have now? So based on that information, we want to figure out how many chickens we need to add or subtract from each other. So we have 20 chickens total. That's how many start out with. Alright, so let's go ahead and write 20. And we could even label it chickens just so that we can make sure that we have the right numbers. Alright, so 20 chickens, and they lay 14 eggs. Alright, so the 20 chickens laying 14 eggs doesn't really help us with this, because adding 14 eggs doesn't increase the amount of chickens. However, once we read this section that 8 of the eggs hatch into chickens, while the other 6 do not, so the 8 would be something that we add to the chicken total. So we would then add 8. Chickens. Wait, one sec. Alright, nice. So 20 plus 8, whenever you're adding something to a 0, it's always the number that you're adding. So because we're adding an 8 to this 0, we're adding this 8 to this 0, this would become an 8 down here, and we just, we're doing math in these separate sections. So we do it in the ones place first, which is the 0 and the 8, and 0 plus 8 equals 8. Then we do this 2, and whenever there's no number listed in this area to the left, it's always going to be a 0. Alright, but we don't have to draw that 0. But for the sake of it, we can understand that 2 plus 0 is 2. So our total is that we have 28 chickens, which is the same number that we got from drawing it out. So as you practice questions like this, feel free to make questions for each other. Just make stories, have numbers in it, and check with Geneva to see that your answer is right, and then ask the other kids, ask your friends, in the Emerald City Commons Homework Club, ask them if they can solve it, and you guys can make your own stories and have some fun with it. But these were a couple questions that you guys could try, and some instruction on how to do it. So that's all for this video, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Also, before I leave, tomorrow, Monday, is Udim's birthday, the tall kid with glasses that comes on Thursdays. So if you see him on Thursday, tell him happy birthday. But yeah, that'll conclude this video, and I'll see you guys on Thursday.